Hey there everyone, welcome back to Game Binder. My name is Dave and today we're taking a walk in Ratland. Let's do it. Now as a disclaimer, this is a review copy from Eclipse Editorial. Thank you so very much for your support, really do appreciate it. Now, this is Ratland and it has a whole bunch of cheese in it. And man, I haven't seen cheese like this since the cat and mouse game, I think it is. And really, it's just nice chunks of cheese, little plastic bits, kind of rubbery in all different colors. And the game is all about drawing cheese from a bag and protecting that cheese from all of the other rats that think they can get their grubby little hands or paws on it. It's got a lot of take that aspects to it, and the demographic that it kind of goes towards, it looks like it's a bit cartoony, but there's a little more mature aspect to it than you might think. I don't think anything too overt, but you want to keep your eye out for it. Speaking of which, let me show you that production that I'm talking about, show you how to play, and then give you my opinion. Let's go. Alright, so these are the components, and straight off the bat, let's go to the goods. The cheese. Oh man, I gotta tell you, there's really no way to explain how awesome these feel in the hand and how good they look. Now, I've seen these kind of cheese components in one game before, but I've never seen them in multiple colors, and I will be using these bits when I play any game that has like cardboard cheese. I'll be using these. Now we'll go over to the cardboard components. They're fair, they have the art there, the bag is nice enough, but then we get into some of the questionable bits. Now the cards have relatively innocent art on some of them and some anime art which is their attempt to try to stay relevant. But then you have stuff that is a bit questionable, maybe a little more adult, and definitely adult references, like with Hannibal Lecter here. Some like guns, and there's like drinking, and just kind of some gore in the art. So I don't know. If you don't mind that kind of stuff, I think this is more a game for kids that are at least preteens. So. But younger kids will be off-put by some of this and have questions for you, and that's even on the board here. So it's just something to kind of keep in mind. But overall, the production is good. It's just the art is questionable. And of course, you have these screens. But let me show you how to use all this. Alright, so this is the game setup. You'll be using this shield off and on when you deploy your rats. Right now, we'll keep it there. As an example, everyone will get 7 rats, 2 cheese in their pantry, and you're ready to go. You will flip over one of these event cards every round. This is the last round of the game whenever this card shows up. So this will trigger the last round, and this is shuffled into the last few cards. You also flip over one of these cards because they're going to be corresponding to the pipes down here and what cheeses are going to be going into bags. And then you start deploying your rats. Now you can put one on the breeding spot here to get another rat, so you can use a double rat token if you want, or you can send rats over to the left side of you or the right side of you where it comes to your opponents to attack and steal some of their cheese from their pantry, or you can defend your pantry. That's because for every rat that gets sent to you, you're going to have to negate it, and for every one rat that's +1 over the amount that the attacker has coming into the pantry, they will steal 1 cheese. So you're going to have to defend it with the amount of rats to make sure that it's not going to get stolen from. Now out here are the pipes, and this is where you'll be grabbing from the bag, and you can send multiple rats out there to do multiple grabs. Now out here are the pipes, and this is where you'll be grabbing cheese. So once everyone has their mice deployed, you take away your shield and you start to execute the actions. Now I didn't mention that these event cards are going to have some effect on each round. Now when you're grabbing cheese, whatever rat goes here, so let's say he's going to the green, he's going to get 4 of the yellow cheese and 8 of the white cheese. So they'll throw all those in there, and then he'll grab for how many rats that he deployed for. So we'll grab one. We got a cheese. Yay! Now let's go over what the cheese effects are. So simply, this is just worth 1. If you find an orange cheese, well, that's going to be worth 2. And then this black cheese, well, when you find one of those, your rat runs away and just goes to the common area. And then if you were to find a poison cheese, well, your rat goes to the infirmary. He can't be deployed till next round, and then you get him back after that. Then this white cheese is just a ghost cheese. You don't find anything, but this is the deadly cheese. I don't know why blue was chosen for that, but if you do find one of these, you put one of these rats in your graveyard, and that's going to matter later on in the game. And that's essentially it. You'll keep on flipping one of these over for each round and doing the events until the last card is flipped over. There is a variant that is an aggressor, or more of an aggressive board. This is going to be more of focuses on take that and attacking. So I mean, you can do that if you want. I'm gonna say I don't recommend you play that way. This way right here is the way that you should play it, at least in my opinion. Last thing I want to say is that you do clear the cheese every time you fill it up. So there is that taking cheese, putting it in, empty cheese, taking cheese, putting it in, empty cheese. You also, at the very end of every round, have to feed your rats. So for 4 to 6 rats, you have to give up 1 cheese, so forth and so on. And if you can't, that's another way that you'll get rats in your graveyard. At the very end of the game, you'll calculate your score. Whoever has the most cheese at the end of the game wins. That's how you play the game. Now let me tell you what I think. Now that is how you play Ratland, and it gets a grade of 75. And it gets the GameVine Play It Award. Just gets it, because there's a few things that the game could improve on. The flip side of that aggressive board, again, like I said, do not play that one. This has enough take that aspects in it. Again, it feels like I was turtling down, protecting my cheese once I got more than 5, and trying to keep enough just to feed my rats, and it felt like a survival grind almost. I really do enjoy drawing things from a bag. There are tons of games out there, and this one is a fun one. I did like drawing out of the bag, and I think it makes sense, the denominations for what gets put in the bag. Though reloading it over and over again, I've never had to do that in a bag drawing game. Everything just kind of stays there, like Steam Park or whatever. But this one, we had to unload it and reload it. It just seemed a bit tedious and fiddly for me. And the art is cool. I like the art. It took a quick 180 for me when I seen some of the cards. I did not expect it to have some of the things that as it referenced in here. But again, that's just a minor quibble. Nothing that I'm gonna hold its feet to the flame for. And the time length, because there can just be a variance of when the game ends. You never know when to take your risky actions, or when to really like hold down and protect your pantry from all these rats. And that kind of bothered me a few times, especially when I really went all out, thinking that the next card has to be the end of the game, and it really did screw me over, for lack of better terms. With all those things said, with all that being said, with all those issues being said, this game does do a lot of fun things for me. Again, the cheese production, everything about this game when it comes to like production wise is top notch. Linen cards, great shield, the cheeses is phenomenal, the bag is okay, fair condition as well. And there were some times that the game wrapped up in a decent time, but again, you can't count on that. And I think the player board had variation on what your options were, but most of the time you kind of knew what you had to do coming up within 2 turns. You know, you had to plan 2 turns ahead, and you knew what the next thing, your next step was going to be. And I like that the cheeses have different powers. Again, the blue does kind of flabbergast me that it is the kill cheese. You think that would be the black cheese, but whatever. But that's very, very cool. I like that. So it's very interesting. Has some sparks of genius in it. Just something about it keeps it from being a like must play kind of game for me. And if you want to pick it up, it is going to be in the description below. So thank you again, Eclipse, for providing us with this review copy. Thank you so much, Fine Nation, for stopping on by for this review. Really do appreciate you. Could be anywhere, but you're here with us. If you like this video, go ahead and do that thumb and click subscribe if you're new. But until next time, that's it. Have a great rest of your day and a great time with all of you play. My name is David. You heard it here on the Game Find. Bye. Vine Nation, we love making content here for you on the channel, and we're almost at 10,000 subscribers, so subscribe now and help us out. This video right here, I think you'll like. This video right here, YouTube thinks you'll like. Or you can just sit here and watch me dance the dinosaur for a little bit longer. You can visit us at our social media outlets, and we're going to be improving our Patreon here soon. That's all for today. Miko, it's time to go. Good girl, Miko.